We all know the most famous order of them all, Order 66, which saw the devastating destruction of the Jedi Order and the massacre of thousands of Jedi fighting for the Republic, betrayed by their own clone troopers, with survivors being hunted down and executed by the newly formed Empire. Whilst this was perhaps the most memorable order due to the way that it changed the course of the galaxy, it was by no means the most brutal. This order is Order 37. Like Order 66, Order 37 was part of 150 different contingency orders that all clone troopers within the army of the Grand Republic were instructed to follow. It was near impossible to resist due to the implanted inhibitor chips within the brains of the clones. Whilst these orders included less controversial contingencies, such as Order 4, which saw that in the event of the Supreme Chancellor being incapacitated, then the Vice Chancellor would take over the control of the Grand Army of the Republic, there were other orders that were more extreme. These extreme orders directed the clones to carry out atrocities, such as the massacre of the Jedi or the extermination or imprisonment of key political figures and government departments. Order 37 was so terrible that had Palpatine ordered it during the Republic, he would likely have been removed from office by the Senate or the Jedi. Order 37 gave the clone commanders the right to perform the mass arrest of a population in order to detain a wanted fugitive. If the fugitive managed to escape or evade arrest, then Order 37 gave the clone commander the right to systematically execute all prisoners until the fugitive was either handed over or surrendered. If that was not enough, Order 37 also gave the clones direction on how to dispose of the bodies after the order was executed. The bodies of the victims were not allowed to be released or buried in accordance with their planetary custom or religion, and instead were to be incinerated and their ashes were to be scattered. All communication to and from the planet were to be shut down on the execution of the order and had to remain offline for at least a month. All documents had to be accounted for and destroyed, and all records of the deaths were never released to the public. The purpose of this was to ensure that the Supreme Commander of the Republic Army, Chancellor Palpatine, could control and monitor the communications coming in and out of the planet and cover up the atrocities. This order was to only be used as a last resort and only after the population had been delivered the ultimatum and still refused to turn over the wanted individual. Sadly, this order was executed on several occasions, and most significantly was the city of Ussa on the planet Balassa. Ferris Olin was a former Padawan who had left the Jedi Order just before the Clone Wars due to his guilt over the death of a fellow Padawan during a mission. Ferris had since settled on the planet Balassa and had made it his home. After Order 66, Ferris began to assist both civilians, political enemies, and even Jedi to establish new identities to escape the newly formed Empire. Aware that the former Jedi was in hiding somewhere on the planet's surface, the occupying clones were given direction to execute Order 37. Over the course of the next few days, the entire population of the capital city of Ussa were rounded up and imprisoned in holding camps. If Ferris Olin did not surrender or was not handed over within 24 hours, all of the civilians were to be executed. Ferris, gifted with foresight, could sense that even if he surrendered, the entire population would be executed due to assisting a wanted enemy of the Empire. Therefore, he managed to escape off-planet. Sadly, however, the population was systematically tortured for information and then executed one by one in front of their family members. Their bodies were then incinerated on an industrial scale, with their ashes being spread on the planet's surface. The casualties of the mass execution were said to be in the millions. This ability to legally commit mass execution and even genocide against particular species and races made this order the most savage of them all. Whilst Order 66 was perhaps one of the most profound, Order 37 was certainly the most brutal. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe now for more great Star Wars videos.